When Donald Trump was elected as the US president for a second term, right wingers all over the world had great expectations. Even in India, the ruling BJP welcomed him as if he is one of their own men. But of late, whether it is right wingers in India, whether it is Israeli right wing, whether it is people from other parts of Europe, I think Trump is not as popular as he used to be. In fact, many people have lost esteem for Donald Trump. Is that a result or a consequence of his political or economic decisions as the president of the United States? Absolutely not just that. I think it has also something to do with his demeanor, his lack of awareness of geopolitical realities, and his tendency not to be accurate, to rush, to take credit. So I think right from India to the West, to West Asia, to Europe, Trump has lost his esteem. A video where Mr. Shashi Tharoor, a Congress leader from India and former Under-Secretary General of the United States, is heard saying Donald Trump lacks the political heft of his predecessors, the intellectual quality, or statesman like gravitas, has become viral on the internet. Mr. Shashi Tharoor actually said that a few months ago, though the video became viral against the backdrop of Mr. Shashi Tharoor leading a delegation to the United States in the wake of India-Pakistan, short war. So actually that was not said in United States recently, it was said a few months ago. But there is still a relevance for the words of Shashi Tharoor. That's why his video became viral on the internet. This is not confined to, the lack of esteem for Donald Trump is not just confined to India. His words don't carry the weight they had earlier, even in Israel or parts of West Asia or in Europe. Is it just because of certain political decisions or economic sanctions or decisions taken by Donald Trump as the President of the United States? Absolutely not. I don't think so. It's not confined to that. It has more to do with certain lack of geopolitical awareness of Donald Trump, his tendency to rush forward to take credit. So his demeanor and perhaps his intellectual capabilities also have to do something with the lack of esteem for Donald Trump across the globe at present. Let's take a closer look into the, emerging new assessment of Donald Trump. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. Recently, when India carried out Operation Sindoor against Pakistan, following a terrorist attack by a group of terrorists based in Pakistan at Kashmir, to be specific, at Pahalgam in Kashmir. Then India, unprecedentedly, India crossed the line of control, international borders, and carried out, devastating attacks across Pakistan. India devastated Pakistan's airfields, caused huge damage to Pakistan, and Pakistan took lead in requesting a ceasefire, and it was Pakistan that declared the ceasefire. But before the ceasefire came into existence, Donald Trump rushed to take the credit. But later on, India dismissed that mediator role which Donald Trump claimed. Of course, Donald Trump had interacted with both leaders, but interacting with India and Pakistan doesn't mean Donald Trump played the role of a mediator. If you play the role of a mediator, you will have to set specific terms. You will have to make both countries agree to it. That formal process was lacking, and India outrightly denied any role for Donald Trump in bringing about ceasefire. India was not willing to give credit to Donald Trump as a mediator. India's foreign minister Jaishankar, categorically denied any such role for Donald Trump. And other political leaders of India also clarified that, and India's external affairs ministry also clarified that. But that didn't prevent Donald Trump from repeating his claims. At one time, he even claimed that India and Pakistan had been fighting wars for centuries. Both countries came into existence in 1947. So that was a historical error. That didn't prevent Trump from thinking twice before making such, repeating such mistakes. It means that either Trump has got some intellectual, problems, or he has got problems of memory, or, there may be certain other aspects that force him to make such claims, even though he knows very well that he has become a laughing stock. Again, he said Russia and Ukraine are going to declare ceasefire, but Putin has not, implemented the words of Donald Trump. Now that forced Donald Trump to make accusations against Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, and he even went to the extent of saying that Vladimir Putin is unhinged. Then again, Donald Trump is unable to, get a ceasefire declared in Gaza. Israel's attacks in retaliation against the terror attack in Israel more than 2 years ago is still continuing. So I think Donald Trump's words lack weight in all parts of the world. But he's not stopping. I don't know why he's going ahead with his, blusters continuously, even though he knows that his words don't carry weight around the world. Now, unilaterally, Trump has gone ahead with negotiations with Iran without any result. We need to remember that earlier, the US had warned Iran of attacks if they failed to sign a treaty with the US on nuclear proliferation. So all these outcomes have cast a shadow over the personality of Donald Trump. I have read media reports in the recent past that, Trump is going through problems which his predecessor Joe Biden had gone through earlier. He is found sleeping while during a Middle East visit. Often he mispronounced words of GCC rulers. Some people have started, doubting whether Donald Trump is showing signs of dementia. Anyway, I think Donald Trump is slowly becoming, the butt of a joke nowadays. Definitely, he lost his weight. He lost his, earlier, esteem at present. And look at the type of trade sanctions announced by Donald Trump. Again, initially it seemed that he's going for a trade war with China. He increased tariffs on goods imported from China by around 200%. Now he struck, a truce with China, because the reality is that US cannot, all on a sudden, on one fine morning, the US cannot stop all imports. Definitely, prices of even consumer goods in the US are going to rise. Many US companies have announced publicly that they are not going to eat the, consequences of heavy taxes. So they are not going to eat the increase in prices. They will transfer that increase in prices to the common man. The buck is not going to stop with the traders or corporates. They are going to transfer that their losses to, or the increase in prices to consumers. So it is going to be a very difficult situation. Either Donald Trump might have miscalculated, or the set of advisors around him might have misinformed him, misguided him. I don't think he can go ahead with his, uh, illusions or delusions anymore. He will have to come out of that. He will have to fight his demons. And, if he is to, even if he is to dream for a third term as US president, for which he has to, amend the US Constitution, I don't think he's going to get the third term anyway. If he wants to complete the second term, now I think like that, he will have to change himself. He will have to watch his words. He will have to be well spoken, suave. He will have to show his intellectual prowess. If he is unable, I think it would be better for him to leave the scene and, a new Republican president. I would wonder if he is really affected by dementia. He may leave the scene soon. Anyway, let's wait. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.